your girl Liz here. So here I finally am now. Holy cow, guys, this is crazy. Like a good half-hour detour, right? And this is actually a Wild Wednesday. Well, I can't really name it a Wild Wednesday yet, but this is definitely amping up to possible Wild Wednesday. Because today, whenever I was going to go hiking, where, you know, I had talked about, right, where the 3 trails, right, last year, the road was closed, right, and I had a Wild Wednesday because I was just talking about last week, right, with actual authoritative figures, right, and me not being stuck up, yeah, right, I'll just say it, a bitch, right, to her. So it's like, yeah, so because now there's a step down, right, which is crazy. Because she was like, hey, didn't you see the road closed sign, right? And I didn't say, hey, stop being a smart ass, right, and all of this, right? Like, I showed that I know the definitions of things. So, obviously, I was thinking, you know, hey, maybe, like, it doesn't say, like, how far ahead, it just says ahead, right? Which obviously meant immediately, but sometimes they can forget to take down the signs, right? Sometimes it can be a local thing, right? There's actually a place around here, relatively close, where that's the case, and because it's local, they just expect you to know, right, how to get around it, right? And it doesn't say, like, a detour right in front of it. So it's like, yeah, you know, maybe somebody could have, you know, put some stones in where the flooding was. Stop being a smartass, right? So that is crazy, guys. And speaking of last Wednesday as well, my older reflection, guys, meaning, what does that mean, my older reflection? Well, obviously, you know, Miss Rogers, right? And she's come up a lot on my page, and I've related a lot of stuff that I say to a lot of her videos too. She just says it a little bit different, and sometimes she even words it a little bit better than me, actually. But you guys can obviously see she was talking, you know, about the thanking, right, people, and it's like, yeah, you know, this is valid, this isn't valid, you know, it's like, who are we to say what is and isn't valid, you know? Certain things, yeah, you know, like I said before, you can't judge emotional pain, but certain things actually are people going a little bit too far, right? Like, if I felt the same amount of joy of a person who has had a terrible crime done to them as their, you know, person that did the crime is going to jail now and being hauled off to jail, right? If I said I felt the same amount of joy for a person, right, who did something like road rage, right, an instant karma kind of thing, then that would obviously not be quite the proper context, and it would probably be a little bit too, like, oh my god, it feels too good, right? Like I said before, nothing's ever that good, too, right? So, both extremes there, right? Nothing's ever that bad or good. So, that's really, really crazy, guys. And then, but who is my younger reflection, though? Who is the young... So, yes, actually, I didn't share, but, on the day of the heart rate graph, I had actually had a person, who I called Bestie Boo, too. So, yeah, guys, that is crazy, right? My younger reflection. Who is that, though? Who is the younger reflection? For reals, though, because literally, like, I was kind of, like, codependent, too, right? Like, I used the word codependent, or I didn't really realize that it was codependent, but then I kind of did at the same time, right, later on. My younger reflection, guys, and my older reflection, guys. Absolutely insane, and here I am in the middle. It's awesome, guys. I love it. So, anyhow, guys, we'll officially go ahead, though, and get on in here. I'm actually, wait, I need to find my, whatever that stick is, right, that blind people have. I gotta find that, because I don't know who my younger reflection It's as clear as day, guys, who my younger reflection is. So, anyhow, guys, we'll officially go ahead and get on in here. But yeah, like I said, literally, I called her. Out of all the people, right, that I could have called, I just magically found that person, right? Just magic, sure. Beforehand. And I was like, hey, you know, like, how bad is this gonna be, right? And she's like, well, I mean, what did you do? Right? And I told her, and she's like, oh my god, you better get there, right? And then it's like, she's like, if I don't hear you, I'm gonna call for a freaking helicopter, right? So, yes. And then obviously, other times, right? Whenever she wouldn't, like, respond right away, like, I'd kind of get, like, uptight, right? And again, though, that was a building block into, the next start of the reflections, and being built together, right? And rebuilding that younger self, right? When I was basically where I was in those younger years, right? So that was crazy, guys, how just, those couple years went by until my younger reflection came in, right? Just magic too, right? Yeah, sure, right? And then obviously again, I realized, right, like I said, right, the, knowing, right, of the relationship, right? Over about 15 hours until the response, right, of, I hope you had fun, right? Right, so that building block actually made the other building block, much easier to just be chill with, right? Whenever I, was living it out then, right? So that's, again, really, really, really freaking cool, guys. For just like, insane, right? Like, the additions that come up and like wrapping that all together, right? My older reflection, right? And what she says, and then my younger reflection, building up to the younger reflection, but also going back. And then again, living it out, right, is also, just as equally as valid as Brad Paisley, right? Brad Paisley just sings about it, right? But he's not actually having his younger self right beside him, right? Like he's not, like there's not another person named Brad Paisley, right? Living in the house that he lived in. And if there was, it wouldn't be the same, right? We obviously hear that with like suicide, right? Like let your light shine bright, right? Or people who are contemplating suicide. There we go. There isn't another person exactly like you in the world, right? Who has your same traits and qualities. Yeah, they say that you have another twin in the world, but it's still not pretty much the exact same like personality, qualities, all of that as you. So yeah, it's actually next to impossible. So again, does that mean it's not valid? Well, let's finish off the video. Right, so, but so it's a little bit harder for Brad Paisley to actually live beside his younger self and talk that letter out. But Rockabye, actually, yeah, she can actually literally live that song out in actions, right? You're gonna grow and have a good life, right? So again, she's more valid, and Brad Paisley isn't valid at all, but I'm kind of valid in the middle. Actually, no, that's not how it goes, guys. So, yes, anyhow, enough with people who reflect me, and I love how people reflect me. Let's officially go ahead, and I see a lot of my younger self in other younger selves. And I actually see a lot of my younger selves in my older reflection, too. So, anyhow, guys, let's officially get on in here and get hiking this, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. And also, I didn't go down to my other trail, but there was the other guy at the other place that I went to, so location 1 from last year. So, I did bring my trail camera too, because we're going to be doing a super lush life, which means we're actually going to, towards the end of July here, we're going to put out my trail camera in my not normal spot. But today I'll put it back in my normal spot in my stomping grounds. But eventually here, guys, by the end of the year, by the end of the month here, I want to, put it all out here. So, yeah, it will definitely be really, really good. So anyhow, guys, just want to share that quickly. Let's get on into today's hike. Yes, and also, so somehow I'm in the middle, because Brad Paisley obviously must have carried a lot of that stuff with him, right, that he wished that he could tell his younger self. He must have carried that with him a long time if he just now writes a song about it in his 30s. I don't know exactly how old he was when he wrote that. I'd have to look into it. Also known as, it's from a place of regret, right? It's not from a place of joy and happiness, right? So Brad Paisley carried that for longer. And because it took him so long to figure it out, he's not as valid. But because it only took me a year to live that out, my entire song equivalent to myself, I'm more valid. And because I continue to live in that positivity, right, and know that it's not every day you get the chance to sing, right, that's somehow, again, right, me being in the middle valid, right? And, again, Rockabye, though, is top of the line because she gave birth, right, and she's living it out. And she's living it out for the entire childhood of that child, right? So she's the most valid, right? Sure, makes a lot of sense. How about we don't say which person is and isn't valid? Talk to you guys soon. Hey everyone, your girl Liz here. So I'm in here very far, guys. Already about 5,000. I think I had maybe 1,000 when I left. You guys can see this is a crazy trail. So obviously there's all of this behind me. And whenever you come through a lot of these places, I'll show you. So you have to come through all of this, right? And then watch this. You guys won't believe this. Well, maybe it's not up here. I haven't walked through this yet. Yeah, but like, look right here. All these deep leaves. Absolutely insane, guys. You guys know what great territory that is for, guys. Snakes, right? Yes. So, not good. Not good at all. But I'm trying to think, since I'm in here super far right now, I could probably try to come up with a place for my trail cam. I'm trying to work on that now. I've been working on it my whole time. Look. So there's not really much to record in here just because this is basically how the trail goes. It's just like the last one. Except this one is more like, I don't know, thick, you know? Then there's a lot of places on the trail where things kind of go off to the side like that. Once I can stand up, we're going to keep on walking in here, but we're going to find a good place. We're going to put it way in here. Like I said, this will be for a good, you know, stick closer to home, super lush life activity. So that'll be good. Stick closer to home, super lush life activity. So during my biggest month, before my biggest month, right? So go big, but also go bigger, right? At the same time. We'll officially, like I said, try to find a place to cut up here now. I'm trying to find like identifying factors so I know where to cut up. So like, for example, take like this tree, the dead tree on the side, this tree here, and then that tree. There just went a big bird. No, it's just a buzzard. You can tell by it circling. So like one of these trees, right? And the dead tree. And then all of this. And then maybe you try to go up there a little bit. You guys can see that green stuff above that tree that has the black like spiral right on it. Looks pretty lit up there. Like a lot of sun. So, you know, do you try to catch something maybe coming up the mountain and then they go into that little area? You know? This is definitely a good spot to think about, but we need to keep rolling here and just, again, pick out a couple different places, you know, and then really have a really good time getting like some deep mountain photos and videos, you know? I think that'll be really nice. You guys can see something is definitely tearing up the rocks through here. So, you know, could something have been standing on here, like on the trail, and then just decided beeline for the up at the mountain? But you guys can see, based upon like tracks and stuff, it doesn't look like anything would do that. And also, unless it's like a deer, it's not going to be able to do much, because the deer would jump there and then jump in between those two trees over that really tall stick and then maybe bed down. But then you're just right off the trail and they can still find you. So, and a deer probably couldn't do that, you know? So like I said, I'm trying to figure something out here for a really good trail camera track. But that'll be a nice, you know, way to kind of like, again, keep it closer to home, you know? So, anyhow, guys, I'll officially get going here. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Alright, guys, just a little bit further up here. I'm actually just gonna take you guys up here. So, looks like there's a big clearing of some kind up here. So, we're gonna figure it out together. Oh, okay. Snake territory, guys, 101. Snake territory. This is snake country, guys. Wow, look at that. There might be a rainbow up there. Have to check into it. But definitely watch your step too. Snake country, guys. Snake country. Wow, guys. Look at this way in here. This is nice. I don't even know how far in here I am. I'm in here quite a ways. I'll tell you that. Alright, where did the trail go though? Did the trail just end? Try to look for like red or something like that. Maybe it's up through here. Oh, Alyssa. Guys, let me do this on my own. Hey everyone, your girl Liz here. You guys can see those mountains over there. And I don't see another red dot, which means I think it's safe to say that I officially made it in the entire way. 2 miles. I don't have proof of that because I was going to mark it on the way out like I did last time. So, definitely not the ending of the trail. It's definitely not the best place. I'm obviously watching my step the whole time, right? Keep an eye on those freaking snakes. So, yeah. Why don't I move up here where it's a little better to see if anything has come. So, I think we're gonna call it quits through here. You know, if I wanted to, I can try to find a place around here, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I just wanted to show that I hiked up just a little bit further than where I was. I'll be back home with you guys soon. A well-hidden trail, guys, Wednesday. Look, I walked down and around a little bit, and here it is. So, yeah, the trail continues. So, we'll just have to keep going. I hate how a lot of these rocks, freaking gnats, get out of my eyes. I hate how a lot of these rocks aren't super tight and they bounce all around. Because that could mean on the way back, hello snake, right? Most of them are in though quite a ways, but still. Come on, gnats. Alright guys, we're gonna keep walking up here. So obviously has gotten out of the rocks now, so I can obviously record again. I'm definitely in here 2 miles at least, guys. And I can tell because I started my watch at like 10:30. Or I'm sorry, I started looking at my watch originally around 10:30. And gosh, guys. Holy cow, look at that. Someone really went to town. Let's check that out. My gosh. Alyssa, come on, girl. Let me do this by myself, too. Alright, guys. Heck yeah. That is really freaking good. So, let's walk up here just a little bit more yet. I'm not gonna be able to record, though, because here I am in these freaking rocks. I gotta be alert for snakes. Talk to you guys soon. Wow, guys, it's so quiet. You can hear a truck stomping on the gas in the next valley. I have no idea where the trail went, guys. Where did the trail go Wednesday? For reals. So, I think we'll just call it quits here. I don't think that they made the trail go out any further. So, yes, obviously you guys can see I'm definitely sweating up. Oh, I thought I saw water running down my throat there. Sweat, that is. Well, sweat is water. But yeah, so you guys can see I'm definitely super, super hot and sweated up. So we'll definitely just, where did the trail go Wednesday? Or wait, walked the whole trail Wednesday so far? Yeah, and Wild Wednesday, if anything else comes up. So, yeah, anyhow, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm going to go ahead and map this on the way out, and we'll see how far it ended up being. And then we'll try to hike somewhere else a little bit before we get home for Graham. So, talk to you guys soon. How about we don't do that view, guys? I was still in this view, and I wanted to show you guys. How about we don't do this view? This view, guys, you guys can see I definitely got to get the heck out of here. Whenever I was walking in just a couple minutes ago, I'll show you guys. I cut it on this one over here that's coming through here. Can you see my skin? I don't think you'll be able to see my skin. It's not going to focus. No, focus on this. Focus, come on. Wait, getting closer. That is where I cut myself walking in here. So we got to get on out of here before the mosquitoes eat me alive. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm going to start mapping right now. Hey guys, sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yes, it does. What does that sound like? Sounds like the police helicopter. Let's see if we can spot it. Here it comes. You guys remember when they showed it? You guys remember? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, whoa. There. Whoa. Guys, that was fast. Alright, I think I got it in between those two trees. I'm gonna double check, but sounds familiar, right? The rotor blades. Actually, I've never heard Life Flight sound like that. I wonder if they have different speeds. See, now that's the thing. Which type of helicopter would you want to have faster speeds? A life-saving helicopter or a law enforcement helicopter, right? Like if you had to choose, right? Like let's say, for example, it costs more money to make. Yeah, it's really going out there. Remember, like let's say, for example, it costs more money, right? To make blades that go faster, right? Remember, he said it went up to like 160 mile an hour. That thing be booking. So yeah, it's like, I wonder which one, right? Right, which one do you want? All right, guys, anyhow, let's officially, yeah, I'm cutting back in, right? So, I'll watch that film quick and see if I got it. Hey everyone, your girl Liz here. So I just went ahead and looked. I do think, well, you can definitely tell it's white. I don't really know if you can make out the gold or not. Obviously Life Flight is also white, but it has blue, and there's no blue on that. So I definitely think it is. And what an insane way for Florida to be calling Wednesday. Because you guys remember last year, right? Before I went down to Florida, right? And yeah, my one trip to Florida, right? Florida was kind of calling, right? Actually, it actually ended up calling this year too, because last year, right, remember, right before I went, the police helicopter was on display, right? Well, now I get to see it again, and it's in time for my second trip. And you guys remember my first trip this year, I'm pretty certain that helicopter that I saw in the Endless Cemetery Key was the Monroe County, right? Freaking insane, guys. What a peculiar way, right? Florida is calling Wednesday. So yes, it is. This is like an endless rock, right? Endless rock, what? Dispensary? No, not dispensary. I don't know why I can't think of the word right now, right? So we have that, and then we have Endless Cemetery Key, right? So all those deer, like holy cow, that was like a crazy stash pile or something. Anyhow, guys, let's officially roll here. And I'll talk to everyone very, very, very soon. During my biggest month, before my biggest month, right? So go big, but also go bigger, right? At the same time. Alright guys, here I officially am now. Way on up in here. You guys can see, it looks like there's another opening. Can you guys see it? Way over there. I can't tell if that's like a little town, or if that's an actual like clearing to look over here. Either way, guys, I think the trail is up there. Somehow I got off on it, somehow. So definitely got to fix that. So I'm officially going to continue on here. Just wanted to come on and show this nice little clearing that I ended up getting into. I think the trail, though, like I said, is right up there. Talk to you guys soon. Holy cow, guys. That is freaking insane. Well, talk about a mirror. A double reflection, right? For reals, guys. I lost track of the trail on the way in. I just lost track of the way out until right now. Wow. What a lucky stumble into, guys, too, right? Speaking of, right, what a lucky stumble into, right? I just magically, right? Sure. Anyhow, I think actually I'm on the trail up above. No, I'm actually just inside the trail. Guys, this was pretty much as soon as I started. Wow. This is freaking insane, guys. Wondering but not lost, too, in a different context, too, right? So, yeah, that is insane. Speaking of the mirror, right? Different context, right, than the actual meaning of that song and why that song was written, right? It's like you're my mirror staring back at me. Yeah. So, that is insane, guys. Wow. I can't believe I freaking made it the whole way back to the main trail. This is going to be awesome, guys, to see this map. Whew. We'll talk about a double mirror, right? For reals. Alright, guys, let's keep walking out here the rest of the way. I look absolutely adorable in this today, by the way, too. As you guys can obviously see. Let's get it, Alyssa. Let's get it. Let's actually follow this trail the whole way down. Because I think this might actually be the other trail. Because shortly after I came here, there was a trail that cut up to the left. And yeah, this definitely seems like that trail. Alright, let me go ahead and speed this part up, guys. Can't waste time, so just give it a moment indeed. Whew! I was right, guys. Here we are. Wow. And now it looks like the wind is starting to pick up. Holy cow, I finally made it back. We're almost there. So, anyhow, just want to come on and show that. Hey everyone, your girl is here, so I'm officially home now, very happy and excited, feeling absolutely adorable, guys, in this, obviously, hairstyle, very, very cute. So, as you guys can officially just see, it was 1 full hour, obviously, but it was just shy of 2 miles like I had suspected, so that's really, really good. It's definitely good that I know that mountain too, right? So if I ever wonder and really get lost, right, well, the odds of actually really getting lost are actually very, very thin, right? So that's really, really cool. But anyhow, guys, that is crazy. Officially full 2 hours, guys. Or, I'm sorry, 1 hour for 2 miles. Yeah, it was definitely really, really good. Definitely didn't find any good trail cam places, though. But at least I got my hike in. So it was just about 5/8 of a tank whenever I came back, too. Which is really, really good. Maybe just a little bit over. So definitely good there. Definitely keep that low. Maybe Graham will let me use, well, no. You know, maybe I'll just, again, skip out on that trail camera, you know, and then next week I can put it out and have that out until, like, the end of July, right? So, like, a deep mountain trail camera, right, for the ending to the biggest month, right? Or the biggest month before the biggest month, right? But you're still doing super Lush Life stuff, right? So, yeah, that'll be really, really cool. We're not going to have our picnic today. We'll have it obviously tomorrow. So definitely not gonna go anywhere before lunch tomorrow. So we'll get out the trail camera, like I said, later on and work on these picnics here on my days off here coming up. So yeah, it's definitely really, really good. I think that's about it for the updates. I just want to come on and do a little I'm back home update. So yeah, officially end this. I'll talk to you guys soon.
I thought you were somebody else.
Oh, no, I'm not with the township or anything, no.
Did you see the road close?
Yeah, I thought it was further up. But yeah, I forgot this is only one way.
Okay.
I'll have to go the whole way around to... Is it closed on the other side? Like the other end?
Up the other end?
Yeah. Oh, it's the whole road.
Well, they close it so that nobody comes down and tries to go to the bridge. Where are you trying to go?
Like at the top there.
For what?
For hiking. You know how it turns into
I don't remember there that it's closed.
Holy cow, that's crazy. So the floods came through and did that?
No, the bridge needed replaced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I know we were getting torrential rains. I didn't know if it was... Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try the other end.
Somebody else I wanted to talk to, one of the supervisors. So.
Oh, no.
Like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no, it's just me.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll hike somewhere else today.
Okay, see you
Thank
later.
you. Thank you. Everyone, your girl list here is now officially 3:30 and I'm still here. Obviously, my grandma's still getting her test done. I wanted to come on and share that what I'm going to do tonight, since I was just talking about, obviously, right, the location one, right. So, since I was just talking about her earlier today, I'm going to do my third and final test, right. So, like I said, with the experiment, right, and obviously not, you know, misnaming things, right. And again, finding a balance, right. So obviously, again, that was where that goal came for just a minute, right? So obviously, again, everybody knows I don't have, I can find joy outside of myself, and it's also valid still, right? Letting yourself feel joy other times, right? So because of that, what a better time tonight to do the final, partial dependency test, right? So we'll do the It Made Me Smile tonight. And then tomorrow night we'll see how well my sleep is, right? So we'll do our final comparison and then we'll officially be all ready. Cause did just actually go through her page and find a lot of really cool, other stuff, right? So yeah, obviously I say a lot of that too. So yes, like I said, there's also not wrong, to let yourself feel joy, right? Too. Cause remember, there's two sides of looking at everything in life, right? And you could also actually even add that in, that death with dignity, right? To the, younger, America is a young society.
That's why the other countries looking at us like, that's why they acting like that, y'all. That's what's going on. They probably need to put on a timeout or something. But we America, and America's about the people, and we're gonna grow out of it. So, we're gonna do this, right? Y'all ready to keep this party going? Alright. Okay, so our next performer, you know, like when they invite you to go, like when you get invited to places, your first question is what? Who gonna be there? Right? And when they told me who was gonna be here, I was like, oh, Because this next performer is a 3-time Grammy.
Right? So in the United States, right? Oh, well, I just want to give up. No, right? You can't give up. Right? Look at everything that's going to happen to me, right? And I don't care what you say or do, right? You trying to tell me that I could have a heart attack, that you could have a heart attack, and die of natural causes the day after you wanted to do it to yourself. No, that's not going to happen, right? I have very strong opinions on this. Yes, we also saw that with my trip in Erie, right? So obviously it's proven, right, that being, circumcised? Yes. So actually you guys did see that in that research that I did, right? So same with Audis, right? The less skin, the less possibility. Well, the less skin that's out for an Audi, hence Audi, right? Very prominent menorah, right? So yes, obviously that obviously does decrease, and that's a fact, right? And that's why they do it against a child's, will, right? So it's like, yeah, whether you want to spend the rest of your life like this, well, you're just going to do it, right? We're going to not castrate you, circumcise you, right? So obviously, but even though it's a fact, right? No, we have very strong opinions on this. So strong that we're going to buy a billboard in Erie and we're going to show that are very strong opinions on this, right? I don't care about your facts. I'm sharing my strong opinions, right? Yes. We also see that too with the nonsense topic, right? It's like, no, you are not going to do that, right? It's like, I feel so strongly about this, I'm going to go FBI style, right? If the door's locked, I'm going to put a grenade on it and bang the door open, right? Explode the door open, go into the operating room and tie up Dr. Ting, I think was his name, yeah, from Emily Tressa's video, right? I'm going to tie him up and be like, you are not cutting on her, right? Well, it's actually a dude, right? Yeah, so, right. Anyhow, the nonsense topic, right? So, yeah, you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. Again, it's very strong opinions, right? Very strong indeed, right? I don't care about your facts. I'm going to take time to buy this billboard and say this is wrong, right? Again, strong opinions. Let's get back into the video. So, my opinions matter more than yours, right? And it just turns into this control against control thing, right? So, obviously, in the United States, that is not a thing, right? So, obviously, for example, like continuing, like, for example, like, worrying about further generations, right? So, obviously, there's obviously more things and worser things that contribute to the debt and everything in society. So obviously it costs a lot of money, but it also costs a lot more money, right? If again, you let somebody do something stupid, right? And take out other innocent people, right? So in the time that I'm sure, like, it's not as big of a loss as it could be, right? Is what I'm trying to get at. But people would rather focus on other topics first, right? And in the United States, you have to be strong, right? I want to give up. I have terminal illness. No, that's not the case, right? And I had shared that before. Obviously, mental health conditions are medical conditions, right? Duh, right? So if Koberger, right, had asked, oh, no, absolutely not. Okay, now that you've done something, we can put a tag on this, and obviously I have half of the family members saying you can die in an undignified manner. I don't want anything to do. Oh, now we put some thought into it, right? So obviously mental illness can be terminally ill too, right? But again, no, we don't do that here in the United States. Never, right? Again, it's because we're a little child baby country. We're only around 250 years, right? Places in England, they already have that set in stone and they know how they feel about it, period, right? Which actually, that heart attack thing is a fact, right? You don't know if they could be having a heart attack, right? Obviously, like, for example, with my grandfather and his dementia, it was kind of confusing, because we don't know if his dementia made him say, like, the week before, right, how he actually had the start of the heart attack the week before when his blockage was really getting high. So we don't know if it was his dementia that made him lie and say that it was his back when it was actually his chest, and the EMT said, yeah, we should probably get you checked out. This EKG ends up looking good. So again, we don't know if it was that or not, but let's say, for example, the roles were reversed, right? Again, You don't know, right? They could have a heart attack and die of natural causes the day after they chose to do it to themselves, right? You don't know that. And again, it goes against social norms to say that, but that is indeed a fact, right? You don't know that, right? But again, your strong opinions just create just such a, oh my God, no, right? Like, yeah, like we see, right? With a lot of different things, right? Yeah, so anyhow, guys, just want to come on and share all of that too. So yeah, anyhow, we'll officially keep rolling here, and then we'll officially do our final little thing tonight. Here we go. Hey everyone, your girl is here. It's now officially 4:09. Just want to come on and do an I'm home video. So I'm gonna go help Graham with some steakums or cheesesteaks, right? And then I'm gonna officially do probably some Atypical. I haven't watched that in a while. And obviously we're still feeling really, really good with like clothing and stuff, right? And I covered that last night. So yeah, we're just gonna literally probably take like, probably do like, I have a lot of oranges, so just do like orange, red. I have a lot of reds too, so yeah, probably just do like all of that, honestly, because even after everything was like laid out, I still had a couple things. So like I said, probably just take all those bikinis that Graham gave me, all of the red, orange. I don't have that many yellow tanks, but definitely, again, I'll have enough for like relaxing at night and all of that. So we'll just go ahead and just do all of that. But yeah, like I said, not worried about the clothing and stuff. As long as I know it, like I can actually officially pack it when we're closer to the time. But right now, it's just kind of take this next, again, 2 weeks about. Just take it a little bit slower, right? Still do super activities, right? Just switch up and tweak, right? How the super is performed. There we go, guys. Yes, so obviously, and I just told you guys earlier with the trail camera. So because of, obviously, Erie coming back into it, we're just going to call this, again, a Wild Wednesday for sure with Wild, because how does Erie just came right back into all of this, and I was in Erie last Wednesday. So yeah, that's what we'll call it. And yeah, that'll pretty much be it. So, I'll officially go ahead and get going for today. I may or may not have some films, and if I feel like posting them tonight, I'll definitely get the video produced, right? Less time tomorrow to edit. But if I feel like producing it and getting it up tonight, I will. And if not, it'll just be at the start of tomorrow. And holy cow, guys, this is insane. Keep glancing at myself, making sure they're not just... Yeah. Anyhow, guys, so I will officially go ahead, though, and get going. Like I said, watch some Atypical, help Graham with dinner, and, yeah, just chill out here for the rest of the night. Add on some of those South Carolina days, too, and that'll pretty much be it. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Also, guys, adding all of those photos in, too, you guys can, again, see just how much the reflection is, because you guys can see I've said a lot of that stuff, too, on my page, guys. This is insane. So, obviously, she put, right, that you don't remember what you were talking about exactly, but you remember the memory. It's like, yes, guys, right? And you guys saw that earlier this year, right? I don't even remember how exactly that came up, right? The dimwat at the interstate. But I remember I was like, hey, right, and I told her, about, what led up to it, and then I'm like, yeah, and then he gets off his bike, right? And I mean, that's all I'm going to say to keep this, like, work appropriate, but it was crazy, right? And it's like, yeah, I don't even remember how exactly that came up, but boom, I remember that it happened, right? And also, being loud in places that tried to keep you quiet, guys, that was so freaking awesome. It's like, oh my God. Guys, oh my God. We are literally freaking sisters, guys. Sisters from the same mother. Guys, it literally feels like it. Like, it is just so awesome how intertwined, right? We are. So anyhow, guys, I'll officially, like I said, though, go ahead and get going.